All right, y'all. We are here. We are back with another episode of the Beyond the Jersey podcast featuring your host, Dominique Darius. The next USC legend? I think so. Kennedy Smith journey from number six recruit to Trojan Star. Now, before we get into this video, let's give a huge round of applause for Kennedy for making Team USA. You want to play some music for that? Shout out to Kennedy for making Team USA. You know, we want to represent our country in the right way. Feel me? So, with that being said, get
So
into it.
just playing hard with everything I do, having passion, like make sure you're passionate about what you're doing. So that's kind of like what I brought into basketball. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. Like I think that's kind of where I got my mindset from. Is like I'm like my biggest critic. So when I do something and people might think it's good, I might think I need to do better. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Episode 13. If you haven't seen it already, make sure you guys check out her last podcast episode with Lundeezy,
Welcome to
London
another
Jones,
episode
newest
of Beyond the Jersey
USC player.
podcast. Man, I had to work for this episode. I'm not gonna lie. I had to do a lot of texting, a lot of begging, a lot of begging, honestly. But
You know Kennedy don't answer the phone.
I have Kennedy Smith
But
with
I
me
get it.
today. Obviously played with her last year, was her teammate, and I'm just grateful that you came on the podcast today. And I'm just
And y'all know Kennedy, she's a fan favorite.
You're making me blush. Like stop.
She's a fan favorite. Everybody loves Kennedy. You know?
Like
I'm just
seriously.
really
You feel
grateful
me?
because as you guys know, I'm leaving and I want to bring on teammates and people that I feel like I deserve their flowers. And as I say that before we start, I love to give you your flowers and tell people about your accolades because I think everybody knows Kennedy, Ken Dog, the defensive stopper,
Yeah,
but
Ken Dog.
she's a dog and she like that, okay? Don't get it messed up, okay? So I'm gonna read your accolades real quick, just give you your flowers before we start the interview so people really know who I'm sitting next to, who's in the room with me right now.
Good.
So you're a Gatorade Player of the Year. You averaged 20 points your senior year. Yeah, she was ranked number 6 in the country. Okay, stop playing with her.
Top
Three-time
10.
All CIF selection, 2024 Naismith Award semifinalist, McDonald's All-American, two-time State Open Division tournament champion, 2024 Max Preps California Player of the Year, won gold medal with Team USA at the 2024 FIBA U18 America Cup, Big Ten All Freshman. So just give a warm welcome to the
W Grace. That's W accolades.
Hi. It's your girl Ken Dog. I'm super excited to be here with Dami, my favorite teammate.
Wow. Yeah, it's documented now.
Excited to be here
It's
with
documented.
Dami, my favorite teammate.
It's documented. So now she can't go back and say something different.
We got that on camera. Guys, all the other teammates, don't be mad. I'm her favorite, period. Go ahead.
Like I said.
All right.
But yeah, I'm
anyways.
super glad to be here. Super excited
She said, don't rub it in
to,
now.
get to know what we're talking about. So
Yeah, guys, I had to beg her to come on here because Kennedy's
Guys,
not.
I don't like doing interviews. I don't like doing podcasts. I don't like anybody talking to me.
But it's good to challenge you to get out your comfort zone.
Yeah, Dami thought this was gonna be a great opportunity for me to practice my, people skills.
More, I need more. Just more. Period. Right? I want people to know where you came from. So
Kennedy be having that face like, why are you talking to me?
what about
Like,
your
you.
childhood? What was your childhood like off the court, before you started playing basketball and everything like that?
My childhood. So I grew up with just my brother RJ. He's 21. We're the closest in age. I have 5 siblings, but we're the closest in age and we live together. But growing up, it was just me, my mom, and my brother. And then my sister was definitely around, but she was older, so she was out the house. Mm-hmm. So I was really close with my brother just growing up, but he obviously plays basketball as well. So, I was in and out the gym literally all the time, whether it was being at his game. He also did football when he was younger, so I was a little cheerleader for him, for Pop Warner. So my childhood was really just consisted of basketball for real. Anything activities, any thing related to moving around, I was a part of it. I did volleyball, I did cheer, I did gymnastics, I did everything. Mm-hmm. And then it finally came down to basketball. So
period. How would you describe your family dynamic growing up?
I would say it was very I think it was like family oriented, but very small. Like my family's really small, but just like staying together, like communication was a big thing. Just like loving one another, like that was really the dynamic growing up. So we're very competitive as well.
That,
like
that's literally
everything,
what I was about to
everything was competitive. Like me and my brother. Oh my gosh! Like there was times like we would play
Wait,
in the
hold on,
game.
chat. Is this new? I don't think I ever seen this before. Is this new?
And I would get mad. He would get
New ink,
mad. One time he
tight.
gave me a bloody nose.
No way.
We was playing, and then it just gets so serious because it's
It be like that.
like that. Like,
can
It
you
be
tell the
like
people
that.
like who your brother is, where he's playing now, like kind of give a rundown of who he is?
So my brother's RJ Smith Jr. He went to Colorado last year, but he just transferred to DePaul.
Period.
So he's going into his junior year. So yeah, he's 21. Think he grown, but he not. But that's my dog. So yeah.
So that's the question I want to follow up with that. When it comes to like who's the competitive household, like were you quietly competitive, or you were like loud and rambunctious?
No, I'm
rambunctious
loud.
with it?
Like I'm gonna let you know that I won. But when I
Right,
lose, I'm a sore
right.
loser because why am I losing? Like
Right,
you know.
right.
So
Yeah, like why am I losing? Like I should win it every single time.
that's how really.
I know he
it
didn't
went.
like that either.
No, like we're like literally the same. Like it's crazy how we're
He's
the
like the
same.
male version. Of you.
Yes,
Yeah,
and everybody say that too. Like everybody say we have the same mannerisms when we run.
y'all look like
and
twins.
we don't look alike. I don't
Yes,
see
y'all
it.
do.
Everybody say we look like. I don't look like him.
All right. Let me be the judge of that. Let's see. This her brother right here, RJ Smith, Kennedy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see it.
He
I
say
can see that y'all could definitely 100% be
he think he look
related.
like me. So
Period. Okay. Anyways, shout out to RJ.
yeah.
Anyways, so what was your first memory of playing basketball?
He just light skinned. She's
Oh
like
my gosh.
that caramel brown.
If you could remember,
basketball.
she's a little challenged memory.
I do got short term memory.
Yo, her
loss.
memory is
bro,
terrible.
It's so bad.
So bad.
It's so bad. But it'll probably be when I was playing with the boys. I played with like boys and girls like growing up when I was younger. But I think I was playing like I was like 11 playing 13U, and it was my brother's AU team. And I just remember, being the tallest one, even though I was the girl. So I was just like blown from that.
Right.
So like I was playing like the post. Like I was the big. Like
No.
Post Kennedy. Throw the ball in the post in the paint.
Guys,
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, why am I taller than you boys? And you're literally 2 years older than me too. Like, so I don't know. I guess I was just gifted. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, I would say just like in that era. I mean, I didn't like really like playing with boys, but I feel like that's kind of maybe the person and player that I am today.
Facts. I feel like when you grow up playing with guys, it just builds like a toughness.
Yeah.
So when you play with girls, it's like, girl,
get into your game up. Like that's the one thing.
Get your weight up.
Like, yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned like, you play with your brother and stuff like that. Was it your brother who introduced you to basketball or? Yeah.
I mean, my mom and my dad both play basketball, but it was really just my brother just growing up in the gym, watching him practice and stuff, like having to be in the gym. And I really didn't even like basketball till like 8th grade for real. I was just playing it because like people would say I was good and tall and like I could use it, get somewhere with it. So that's why I really started playing.
They say you too tall not to be playing basketball.
Kind of feel like I was a little forced, but now like I like playing the game. So yeah.
Period. What were some of the like kind of lessons that
Kennedy like 6'1"? Yeah.
parents and stuff, because you said they both
About
play basketball.
6'1",
So what
definitely.
were some of the things that they instilled to you early? Even if at the time you didn't realize it was teaching you lessons about basketball, just life, but things that you learned that you kind of carried on with you as you grew up.
I would say my mom always told me like whatever I do it to like my best ability. So just playing hard with everything I do, having passion, like make sure you're passionate about what you're doing. So that's kind of like what I brought into basketball. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. Like I think that's kind of where I got my mindset from, is like I'm like my biggest critic. So when I do something and people might think it's good, I might think I need to do better. Like, so it's like that, but I'm just really hard on myself. But just being passionate about what I do is I think something my mom has installed in me.
Period. Shout out to Monica.
Monica, Miss Monica.
So I know,
Tight.
I mean, I'm not from California, but I know like basketball in California, especially the girls' side, is really big. You went to Etowanda, you chose Etowanda. Was there any other high schools that you were deciding to go to? Because I know there's like Centennial, right? And
Mhm.
then Adewanda and some other really big schools
Yeah.
around your area. So what was it like choosing a high school to go to? And what
Mhm.
kind of went into
So
those
she went to Sierra Canyon. Oh,
decisions
that's
as
even
you're looking to,
crazy.
pursue your high school career and
Yeah.
make sure that you're set up for success?
So coming into high school, like I used to live in Chino, and there was like no good high schools in Chino. Like I wasn't gonna like get no type of exposure anywhere. So then I met my high school coach, Coach Stan DeLuce, and he introduced me to Edwanda because that's where he was coaching at, and he kind of like took me under his wing, and I actually moved closer to Edwanda, which is like 20 minutes difference, but I moved closer to Edwanda and started playing there. It wasn't really a hard decision. I just knew it was gonna be good competition and good bump
Right.
for me to like get better. Even as a freshman, like having good competition is good, so you like know what to expect like going in some more years in high school. So like that was good, and I actually played against like Kiki and stuff when I was a freshman. She was a
great.
senior.
That's
So
she was,
like,
how much did she give y'all?
how much did I get then?
Whoa, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's how you know that's Kennedy talking. She said, but how much did I give him? Like, respect me. Whoa, that's crazy.
I'm just
My
kidding. I'm just
She
kidding.
said, how much did I give him? Like,
No,
what?
but Kiki was that girl. It was like Kiki. There's another girl from Stanford. I think her name was Brooke Dimitri.
Oh,
Jada
yeah.
Curry. I still
Is
London
that
too.
one of them modern day?
Yeah, modern day. So I was
okay.
like playing in the top division, like even coming into high school. So that was something different. At the time, like I didn't know how good I actually was. So I was just playing, and like I don't want to say I was the best person on my team as a freshman, but like it was like kind of that type of situation.
You could see your talent in comparison.
Yeah, exactly. Like I had a big role as a freshman, is what I'm trying to say. And then coming in like my sophomore, junior, senior year, like I obviously had help, and we did all the accolades like you named, like with like Gatorade Player of the Year. Like that wouldn't have happened with like just a competition and then like work ethic that I put into like it. But yeah, I think Edewanda was definitely the good choice, and it was in the IE, and that's where I'm from. So yeah,
rep your city, bro.
Yeah.
So to backtrack just a little bit into your high school career, or as we like walk through your high school career. So you mentioned you were starting to take basketball serious and things like that. When you first got to high school, I could imagine going from middle school to high school, there is a level of competition. Especially you mentioned you're going against some of the top players in the country that are seniors. Did you ever feel like you had something to prove, or were you really just going into blindly, just trying to like you were just kind of like, well, it is what it is, or did you have like, nah, I want to show that I'm one of the best players?
Yeah, for sure. I think that I wanted to show like what I could do even to myself, like for myself. Like I wanted just to, prove people that like I'm not just tall, like I can do more than just being tall and being good at the sport. So like I kind of, like I said, took pride in like what I did. And I know people say like I'm defensive stopper, this, that, and the third. Like I really didn't even know my defensive identity until like senior year. Like I really, yeah, like I really didn't like.
What? Like, did you not lock in, or you just, that was never like what you?
It never was like what I focused on. Like,
wow,
I don't know, like, cause like I said, like in like 7th, 8th grade, like I was like a 4 or 5. Like I was a 4. Like I was like still taller than everybody. So like coming into like to high school, like I'm only 6 foot. Like I wasn't about to be no big in high school. So I obviously had to get in the gym and work on like my guard skills and stuff of that nature. So when it got to that point, it just worked out in my favor.
Wow, so that's crazy. Cause y'all, I mean, if y'all watched any games and y'all watch basketball, basketball, and I'm saying this on camera. When we would practice, if Kennedy was guarding me, okay, it wasn't a seatbelt, it wasn't lockup, but I had to think. I for sure had to think when you were guarding me. All I know is that she would get me better as a player. So,
and that's the goal. Like,
yeah, I ain't trying to learn for sure. But
She said it wasn't seatbelt. It wasn't put in a box, but I had to think about what I was
because
doing
I feel
before
like
I did
I
it.
don't know why, but I always thought defense was a part of you. Like to me, if I when I watched you play, especially when you first got here, I'm like, okay, like that's something she's always had in her arsenal. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it emphasized more when you get to college because you have to play certain roles or whatever.
Exactly.
But that's wow.
Yeah, I don't know. My mindset with defense is just like, I don't want you scoring on me. Like, you're not about to score me because then you have a one up on me, and that's no.
Nah, I understand that. I understand that. Like seriously, because it's like, okay, you think you gonna score on me? Absolutely not. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? So now you gotta think like, okay, because if I'm not scoring, you definitely not scoring. Because you're not about to embarrass me in front of all these people. Absolutely not. So I understand that.
No, that's not gonna
It's not
happen. So
about
then
to
I sit
happen.
down on you, and then boom.
So, what changed from your freshman year to senior year? Like, I could imagine there's a lot of ups and downs that you went through and things
Mhm.
like that. And as you started to get more on the national level and like seen nationally and ranked and all that, what changed in you as a person from when you first stepped on campus at Etiwanda to like towards your senior year?
I think just confidence. I mean, like during my freshman year, like I really didn't have the confidence to like shoot a three or anything like that. But going into my senior year, I definitely had the confidence. Like it's like repetition. Like basketball is literally like a mental game. So if you're not taking like pride or like doing like the things that you work on in training, like it's not really gonna help you. So just confidence in my part. And I also felt like my senior year and junior year when I like started getting that attention and like rankings and stuff, I felt like I had something to prove. So I feel like that was something that really like got to me, and that was like a mental thing for me as well. Like in my junior and senior year, was just like feeling like, because I didn't have like clout, like I didn't have like all these followers and like people going over on being on overtime and stuff. Like I never did none of that. Like,
Right.
and I was like number 6, which is pretty high. Like I didn't have like that status.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
She was just a hooper.
you know, I just felt like I had to prove myself that like I'm worth being. You know,
That
I was
highly
listening to a
ranked.
lot of outside opinions too as
Yeah.
well. So that was kind of hard. Also, my recruiting process too. So it was just hard. Like that was the main thing. Is just having confidence. You know, knowing that I can do it. Like I trained to do this. So just having confidence in myself is something that was like the difference.
So how did you balance? Because I imagine like being, you're in LA, you're
Mhm.
from Cali or whatever, and you're ranked so high, and you're being nationally known, and obviously you mentioned you didn't have the clout or whatever, but I could still imagine like there's still a level of you had national attention regardless. How did you
Mhm.
balance like being a teenager and still having fun, enjoying yourself while trying to pursue? Because you said like you had something to prove, so it's like
Mhm.
in the back of your mind you want to go have fun maybe, but then you're like, well, I got to go work out. Like, how did
Mhm.
you balance that? Because I can imagine that's a lot what a lot of people struggle with. How do I
Mhm.
what's the line between enjoying yourself but then also pursuing trying to prove yourself, or even if someone's unranked trying
Yeah.
to get that on that national stage?
I mean, at the end of the day, like in high school, like you're still a kid. Like my mom always told you, you have to enjoy like your high school years, like live your life. Like basketball is not like you're not basketball. Like you're doing like something for basketball.
For
Like
sure.
you're not like
Facts.
stuck at one thing. Like you're not a like you're not basketball. So you have to like my mom always talked about thinking outside of basketball. Like what if the ball goes flat? Like what are you gonna do? Like so that stuff like I kind of started thinking about when I was like in high school and stuff of that nature. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't really go out or anything like that in high school either. Like, I'm still like a homebody to this day, but I obviously like had my friends and went out. Like, it was a balance, but I think it's easy to manage. Like, I know another mindset that I have is like, if I'm not working out, then I'm not getting better. Like, that's
Right.
something I would say, but like, you are getting better though at the same time. So it's
Mhm.
just like it's a mental thing. You gotta like know like your limits and like
Yeah. You mentioned like before you said when you first your freshman year you felt you could see like that you were like more a little bit more talented than your peers. I could imagine like especially as years go on and you keep improving, you get on the national stage, you're highly ranked. Did you ever feel like a sense of isolation from your peers? Because I mean, I could imagine your teammates are still good players and things like that. Not to take anything away from your teammates, but you were one of the best players, if not the best player in California. So, was there any type of isolation, or you felt misunderstood by your peers, maybe, or maybe even friends, because you're so focused on your a goal in mind, and you're trying to, like you said, prioritize the right things, still have fun. Like, so did you ever feel like isolation or misunderstood?
I never felt like an isolation because I feel like the type of like player and person that I am is very like unselfish. Like I would rather make the one more than taking like another shot, and that's something that I kind of pride myself on. Even like now, it's just like getting my teammates involved. Like having the name that I had in high school is like some of my teammates didn't have. Like it wasn't like they had a big status like me. So I literally told them like use the college coaches coming to practice as an opportunity for you to like play your hardest in practice all the time so you can showcase yourself.
Showcase your
So like
skills.
even though they're coming to watch me, if you're doing something like excellent, they can like college's connections. Like even if they don't want you, they can call somebody else. Like it's connections. So like I always used to tell my teammates just like go hard at like whatever you do, like because they're not just here to see me. Like I'm not the only
They're
person
here to
that
watch everybody. They're here to be amazed.
can. So yeah.
Where did you like learn that humility? Because I mean, I think a lot of people, if they get, you know, top ranked player in the country or the best player, best player, it's like, all right, it's like my show. Like, where did you learn that humility from? To even acknowledge the fact, like, yeah, I'm getting a lot of offers, I'm getting a lot of attention, and to even vocalize that to your team is like, hey, I still want you to do well too. Like this is not just my show. Like where did you learn? Because I'm not gonna lie to you, like that's something I realized with you early on. I didn't know how you were gonna be as a person because obviously I didn't know you, right? Because I knew you're coming in, you were one of the best, you were the best player in the state. So I was like, I wonder how her personality. And then when I met you, I was like totally shocked. I was like, she is not at all what I expected.
Everybody thinks like I'm so mean or like stuck up.
She has like this mean girl energy.
I don't know.
It's the RBF.
Yeah, that's what I get a lot. But you know, I'm really like bubbly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You're
really
like
goofy.
the total opposite. Like
Kennedy.
I say total opposite of what I was expecting her to be.
I learned that when they did the mukbang with these two and Viv.
That's what I really like about her personality because it's just so inviting. Like, you know, like whenever you do get to know her.
We're lucky weird.
Yeah.
Like we're be like, y'all are good weird though. Y'all not like weird, like they're weird. Y'all are like
Crazy.
That's when I learned like, all right, yeah, she's way different than what people think.
But yeah, so
in a good way.
Yeah, well, like where did you like learn that humility piece? Because that's a pretty unique characteristic to have, even in high school, to recognize that. Yeah,
I would say just like my parents, like just the way I grew up, way I was raised, like I never was the type of person to be selfish about anything. Like even like if it's a little thing, like with my brother, like he would ask me, "Oh, can I have some of your food?" Like I'm just gonna give it. Like it's not always about one person. Like I always want to think about the next person, what I can do to make somebody day better or anything of that nature. Like I don't know if it was kind of just like a self thing that just like I feel like was installed in me, but yeah, I just grew up always like
I love that.
You know, thinking about somebody else.
Yeah. Was there ever a moment in high school where you questioned like who you were outside of basketball? Because I could listen. Playing a sport is tough, especially when you're at that top.
Yeah.
You know. So did you have any memories or any moments in your high school career where you're like, who am I? Like, what am I doing? Like,
I think my senior year was really hard for me, like from beginning to end, just based off like we were going to national tournaments. Like I had to keep my grades. Like I was like a 4.0 student, like all throughout high school. So just keeping that while traveling for McDonald's All American and this, that, and the third. Like it was hard for me to like maintain, but like I don't know, it was hard. But yeah, I forgot the question.
It's okay. It kind of is okay because this next question is gonna help bring out what that last question might have should have done. Yeah. Anyways, did you ever have like a low point in high school where did you ever have a low moment in high school where it like helped shape like your resilience for your personality and your characteristic?
Yeah, I think also like my senior year, a lot happened in my senior year. Like I didn't know, like I was so focused on, like I said earlier, proving my point. So proving my point for being like number 6 in the nation that like I only did basketball. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do outside of basketball. Like going into college, I needed to know a degree. I didn't know who I was. Like I didn't know what hobbies I liked. Like that was really hard for me. Like I felt like I didn't know who I was as a person. So it was just hard for me to like navigate through that. And then on top of that, like towards the end of my senior season, I feel like I wasn't, like I said earlier, I'm my biggest critic. So I feel like I wasn't at my like top par in like in the basketball aspect. So like I'm really hard on myself. So that was also hard for me. Like me being hard on myself is not going to do anything. And then plus listening to outside, like that was one thing I always listened to the outside people, really like opinions, like social media.
One thing that once you get older, you start to realize that a lot of people are just chatting. You know what I mean? Like all this outside noise of people saying this, that, and this. Especially if they don't even know what they're talking about. That's the one.
Well. Like, so that was hard for me. But I would say my senior year like was
because it messes up who you are mentally. So really, just stay true to yourself and lock in. You'll be good.
Of a low point, but other than that, like,
which is insane though. Because your senior was like accolade after
good. It was good. But
wait, let's go back. Let's look at the accolades. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think
she was hooping, she was going crazy.
You know, like that's it's crazy how you could be so up in your head and you still accomplish like some of the goals that you had out for yourself, and you did that, and it's like all because you're so hard on yourself and mentally, like you can be your worst critic. That it's like it was probably hard to even just appreciate like like I'm best player in California, like I'm going to great school, like McDonald's All American, finishing the senior out like strong and stuff like that. So how are you working on that now? Because we've had a lot of talk.
Oh
Listen,
my god.
I remember, what trip was it? Indiana.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
one of them trips.
Indiana. And when we was roommates that one time, we was
Yeah.
roommates once. No, twice.
Was this the trip where Dom broke the toilet?
Yeah,
We
twice.
was roommates
I'm gonna leave it alone now. I ain't gonna say too much.
twice, but when I tell you we had a long
We was
conversation.
chopping
We
it
was-
up. But yeah, I think I don't even know. Like I started journaling.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, I started journaling and just trying to like stay
Period.
out my head and stuff of that nature. Try to think more on the positive side than like
Yes.
the what if or what if this happens. What if like no?
I can't
like,
stand that feeling though, chat. That what if feeling is so crazy. Because it's just like it's so many scenarios going on in your head that in the back of your mind, you know it's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's like, what if this happened? What if that happened? What if this happened? What if that happened? It's just so crazy, but at the same time, it's very important to learn how to be still and let the Lord take the wheel. Because once you learn how to be still and just say, you know what, God will do. God will do. So then it will be God did. You know? So that's why I always follow
Not
think
trying to
ahead,
predict
the
the
rule
future.
of being
like
still.
live in the moment, like
Mhm.
type. So that's what I've been trying to
Being still and living in the moment.
do.
Yeah. So one last question, and we're gonna transition to your college career. You know what I'm saying? Your freshman year. But what would you say if a girl was to ask you, a young girl was like, how did you stay at the top of your game throughout high school? How did you stay at the top of the class? What would you say that it takes mentally and emotionally, even physically, to stay at the top of your game and just be at the top of those rankings?
I would say consistency and like worth ethic. I feel like
Work
you
ethic?
have to. I feel like you have to know like what you want, and when you know what you want, like just go get it. Like you could do anything you put your mind to, like literally anything. And maybe I should be taking my own advice, but
Period.
literally
That
like
part.
you
Nah, like real
do anything you
spill.
put your mind to, like
You get yourself your own best advice and then you don't take it. It's
is
crazy.
impossible. Like
Mhm.
if you keep working towards something and like consistently, like it's gonna like days gonna stack, like it's gonna start to show.
Mhm. That's dimes. Anyways, okay. So as we transition into your freshman year at USC University,
That's
of
crazy. It already
California.
ended. That's crazy.
I know. It's feel like
You
you
about
just
to be a sophomore?
started.
Just started, yeah.
What was going
Just
through
going
your
up right
mind
in
like
front of us.
the day before you arrived on campus?
Bro.
Give us the rundown what you was thinking or how you was feeling too.
I didn't even know how to feel. Like I just knew it was the next level. It was a lot of good girls. I was coming from playing at USA, so I was already late to like summer
you
workouts.
did come in. Yeah, you did.
Like
come
I
in.
missed like the beginning half of summer workout, so I'm like everybody already has a one up. Like they already did the weights. They already like got to a little cohesion. So I was just like first summer workout. I was like nervous. Like I was like didn't want to do nothing wrong. Like I didn't want to do the wrong thing.
You didn't want to make a mistake.
Yeah, like I didn't want to make a mistake. So I was like nervous. Like I didn't want to go on the court if somebody like how we did the drills where it was like 5 go on and then there'd be like 8 people go on and then you have to wait. Like I would be quick to get off that court. Like I'm not about to like But yeah, I was nervous.
Embarrass
To sum
myself.
it up.
So so you obviously had a great senior year.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't think you did, you had an amazing senior year.
Yeah.
And all these accolades. Do you feel like that added pressure when you came in? Because it's just like, okay, let's see who this girl. You know what I'm saying? Did you feel that internal pressure yourself?
Yes, cause I know like the previous class, like 2023 class, like Juju and like they had an amazing like freshman college year. So I'm like, okay, this next class about to come in, like I'm top like 5, top 6, like I need to like do something, like prove something. So I didn't want to like, I don't know, like I was just nervous about the whole thing. Like I didn't want to do anything wrong. I didn't want to, it was just a lot of like in my head.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You do that a lot, yeah. So what were your first thoughts when you walked into the locker room with everybody in there for the first time?
The energy was great. Like
Yeah,
I was loving everybody. Like the energy was great. Like I knew some of the girls already. Like I knew Rhea because I played against her too. And when I was a freshman and stuff like that, I knew Kiki.
There's a bunch of people from LA.
Exactly. Like Heckle, I just played USA with her, so like I knew her. Avery, I was at McDonald's with her. Like, so it was like I kind of Juju played against her since I was like in 5th grade. Like, so like I knew people.
Pretty much know the whole team.
Like, so it was like cool. Like it was like already like family vibes. Like I felt like this team had a lot of cohesion this year.
Right. Okay, was there was there an early moment where you felt like, dang, this is a whole new level? And I think I have an idea when that moment was, but I want to
stop because my memory's bad, so you probably think it's something else.
Them 22s.
Oh my gosh.
Them 22s.
Oh
and
my
you was
gosh,
like,
yes.
oh, this is college.
The
Welcome
difference.
to college.
Well, first of all, I hate the weight room. If you know me, you know I hate the weight room. Like I hate anything associated with doing lifting. I don't do that. Like
you do that, but you just
okay. I don't want to do that. You know. But that and conditioning,
I have to do it, but I really don't want to do that.
Like in high school,
don't go well together for Kennedy.
In high school, like we conditioned, but it was not like no conditioning testing. So you have, like in college, you have to make that time.
Yeah,
or you have to do it again. Yeah, so it's like.
Well, tell them about your first memory of 22s. What you remember? How many did we do? 6?
It was like 6.
Yeah, Kennedy and testing. It's a tough combo.
So, well, first of all, like I said, I was late.
You already know the dehydration test. You know that's automatic fail. But she is getting better though.
So they had already started.
Because at the end of one of her last videos, she says she's getting better at drinking water.
Was like I didn't know any like.
I remember he was explaining locker room. You was like,
what exactly? Because I didn't know what a 22 was. I didn't know what like no. So they when we like.
Slow down, buddy. The mic ain't going.
I didn't know what a 22 was. I didn't know what like no. So they when we like.
Kennedy, slow down, breathe. That microphone is not going anywhere. Slow down some. She started going ×2 speed. She started talking at ×2 speed.
Like no, so they when we like.
Relax. Calm down. It's good. It's all good.
Slow down, buddy. The mic ain't going nowhere. The mic ain't going nowhere, bro. Like,
oh gosh,
slow down, man.
Don't do that, because you know I got a little stutter problem. Don't do that.
Bro, someone you looked at me.
She said, "Oh, well, that's a defeat."
He was waiting for me to say something.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
When we got to the court, when we got to the practice court to do the running, I didn't know we were doing 22s at the time. Then she explained it. So then I was like,
you didn't know about it? You didn't know in the locker room we didn't say nothing?
No, I didn't know. I just knew we were doing conditioning. So it was the day we did 22. So we were doing it. I think I was like 2 in. My thighs were starting to burn already. Like I was like, no,
we have 4
more. We weren't even halfway through, and like my thighs were burning. And it's like you have to make your time. Like, and if you don't, Otto was on that little
line, watching them line.
If you didn't make that time. So I was down there with the bigs. That's how you know it was bad. I even had a second more, and I still was struggling.
Yeah, because they had to make it in 23. So
yes.
The post players had to make it 23. The guards had to make it 22.
But at that time, I was the guard. I mean, the big.
Yeah, Kenny had the post player times.
Yeah. I didn't care. But conditioning, yeah, that was bad. Then it got better. Like when I vividly remember the 12 22s we did. I was like, that was
once
cool.
You start to
And then we went to 16, 18. I was like, no, it got worse again.
And then we got to 20.
I did it, so
yeah. Period. You got through
it. I did it.
That's all.
I'm not excited to be doing
20
it.
is crazy
in a couple weeks. So.
No, I'm telling you, Ken. The second time you do, it's gonna be way better.
And she talking about we going to the sand dunes and Santa Monica stairs and stuff.
Oh, that's fun.
Next question.
She's like, yeah, no, it's not. Don't try to make it sound all fun when it's not.
What would you say was the hardest part about adjusting to the college game?
I would say it was the conditioning weights part for sure. That was the hardest part for me.
Yeah, just the
the basketball part. I feel like with playing with boys and stuff, like I could keep with the pace. Like that was no issue. Like making the right reads. Like I was trying my best. But the conditioning and weight part, like that was something I wasn't like doing the right form for the weights and stuff. That was something I wasn't used to. So.
Was there? I think. I mean, you probably would say the same answer to this question, but was there a moment where practice or game or whatever? Actually, no. Yes. Was there a game that completely humbled you? You're like, oh my gosh, like, what is that? If you could remember, probably early in the season. Yeah, maybe. Because you already mentioned like condition. That's like a practice. I would consider that like practice. So was there like a game that you're like?
I want to say UConn. But that's not fair because I was coming back from injury.
But I feel like you played well though. For y'all, she was coming back from injury. First game back, you had to guard Paige, right? Okay, well explain why.
No, she played solid in UConn.
Like, explain what about that game?
She played solid versus UConn.
Personally.
I just felt like UConn was like a very, matured, very responsible, very, knowledgeable team. So like it really had me on my toes. Like you really had to honor that scout that we had. Right. So like for each person it's something different. Like ice or hedge. Like I feel like I really had to like think that game. And then
Yeah, that team ran by Gino. If you one step late, you gonna be electric sliding right back to the bench.
The other game was the Maryland game.
Ooh, but you played.
I played a lot, but that Cheyenne
Sellers,
like
Cheyenne Sellers.
That's the first game I ever found out. Yeah, like so that humbled me.
I remember that.
Yes, girl, I found out.
Cheyenne Sellers. And she got waived by the Valkyries, huh? Is she on a new team yet or no?
No, I didn't.
Cheyenne Sellers.
Yeah, go sit on that bed. No, I'm joking. What's one thing that surprised you about yourself this season in a good way?
Something that surprised me by myself in a good way. I don't know.
Kennedy.
I don't know. Tell me.
Okay, if I have to answer the question for her, I would say as your teammate looking, watching you this season and everything, I think you grew a lot mentally all year. I think you would, especially that first scrimmage.
Oh my god! Okay, that's
you almost crashed out,
guys.
Compared to where we're at,
being more calm.
Yes, so I think you really improved that because obviously you have the physical capabilities, you have the skill and all that. I think, but mentally, I think you grew a lot just in the ability to just be able to like respond in next play. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. So. Okay, I could say that. Yeah, that's probably be like number 3, but I don't know what 1 and 2 is. Yeah.
Okay, was there a moment in the season where you felt like fully confident? Is there a game where you like, yeah, like I'm here? Because I mean, you if y'all don't know, you starting like from jump, so it's like you had a huge role. But I could imagine like, especially as a freshman, right away you don't feel like you belong. You're kind of like you're trying to kind of catch up. But was there a game or turning point where you're like, yeah, like I'm here, and you just want to kind of build off of that?
I'm trying to think of like, because we played so many games.
Yeah.
Kind of recall. Many games. But I know I was feeling really good on that Indiana, Maryland? Or Indiana Rutgers?
Indiana,
or was it Indiana?
I think
Wisconsin? Something. It was the Indiana and
the Rutgers.
Yeah, that game, I like
the Rutgers game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Rutgers game and the Indiana game, I felt like I was like really like
in your groove.
In my groove. Like
that Rutgers game, that was like a 50-point blowout.
And I feel like kind of Big Ten play too. Like I feel like Big Ten was like good like play for me as well. Like I feel like it was good.
Especially because it's like after preseason.
Yeah, so like you're getting the hang of stuff, like more settled in. Like I feel like the Big Ten run was pretty solid for me.
So I know like freshman year, there's probably a lot of days where you felt, like not yourself. What helped you like kind of bounce back if you had a bad game, or if you felt like you felt to yourself that you were underperforming? Like what helped you kind of get back to a space to show up the next game and like perform?
My teammates. Me? Yeah. I didn't say you.
Me. Yeah, she said I was her
teammate. But no, like literally all my teammates, like the energy in the locker room was so great. Like you can literally talk to anybody about anything. I had conversations with Dom, Kiki, Rhea, AG, the freshman, Avery. Like I talked to like literally everybody. So like just seeing their perspective, and obviously like not everybody on the team was like 100% like best performance ever in every game either. So like just like sharing each other's experience and like being able to like if you're having a bad game, a teammate can make you laugh, make you get out of a funk or whatever that the case may be. Like just my teammates, like this is like that this teammate last year like really made me happy. Like that like
Get emotional.
no like
No, that team is legendary, bro. On and off the
literally
court.
like I like
It's
like
such a
they
great team.
all
That was some
like
good
everybody
moments.
had like their own spark. Everybody had their own personality.
Everybody like contributed to
Yes,
the team in
and
such a positive.
everybody was
way.
pouring into the pot. Like it was great. Like my teammates, yes, were
T. So I know we talked about this like one-on-one before. I just kind of want you to like explain to the people because I don't think people, like I said, if you watch basketball, you know how big of a role you had on our team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what was it like, day to day, knowing that you had every game, guys, every game she guarded the best player. Like that was her assignment. Like as a freshman, and like I don't really know any freshmen defensively that have those type of assignments. So what was it like knowing that you had such a big role to play on the team, and like your role was like we really depended on you to stop and to make someone else's night.
That's a good question.
Like difficult.
I feel like my role was like big and like significant. Obviously, coming in as a freshman, like that's a big accomplishment in itself. But also like on the defensive end, like having to guard, like the amount of guards I had to guard this year that were like top of like just women's basketball was like insane. But like I said, like I pride myself on defense. Like I said earlier, like I don't want you to score on me, and if that's gonna like help our team in any way possible, then I'm gonna pour into that as much as I can. Like even in practices, like going 100% in practice, like against the practice players, being ball stopped, like picking up 94 feet, like anything to slow the other team down. Like I'm doing whatever I can to win the game because we don't want to lose. So just doing what I can to help.
So I know we was texting about this a little bit. I texted him like Kennedy like.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up. I was like, Kenny, like you wasn't on no defensive teams or nothing like that this year, and you weren't. So how does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't want to say that's like disrespectful or anything, but I definitely feel like I really gave some of these girls like a run for their money. Like,
talk your stuff.
Now talk that, yeah. Matter of fact, scream that.
I really
go ahead and
some
scream
of these
that
girls
then.
like a run for their money. Like,
Yeah.
We could
I was putting them in a seatbelt, so how they get, you know what I mean? Like that's tough. I was putting them in a box, seatbelt, extra tight. I'm not part of the country's best defensive team. Anyway.
Caught a UCLA game. No offense, Kiki Rice, but I'm just.
What am I saying that? Where is that? Did she just throw shots at Kiki Rice? Wait, Chad. Wait.
We feel like I really gave some of these girls like a run for their money. Like, we could recall that UCLA game. No offense, Kiki Rice, but
talk your stuff.
We could recall. I really gave like disrespectful or anything, but I definitely feel like I really gave some of these girls like a run for their money. Like,
talk your stuff.
We could recall that UCLA game. No offense, Kiki Rice, but
seatbelted. Yeah, that's why they canceled. I'm telling you, there's no way. All right, I get it. You're on the road versus USC. They was loud. They was going crazy. But then at home, y'all was down 20 at home. I'm glad she said that because I need to pull this up for y'all real quick. Chad, this is exactly why UCLA is canceled. It's 71-55 at home, by the way. Avery just hit 2 back-to-back threes. Kiki on Kiki Prime is crazy, right? This is Kennedy right here. Too little. I want you to peep game at something else. Kennedy is on the sideline doing a stanky leg. Now, peep. No, I'm gonna show you. Look, pay attention right here. Gotta slow it down so y'all can see it, because that's how fast it was. Kennedy is on the sideline doing a stanky. This is exactly why they're canceled. Look at this. They're doing the stanky leg on the sideline. Boxed. Nah, yeah, see, then we seen the vlog. They was beating on the lockers and stuff.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like I was really like, even Paige Beckers, like the amount of people that I really picked up 94 feet and had to slow down and like mess up their game, like getting in between, going over screens, getting hit by screens. Like, I really felt like I was doing damage, especially in the Big Ten as well. Like, I felt like I was challenging everybody. Like, you really had, like you said earlier, like you have to think. Like, I'm not about to let you get an easy bucket to the basket. Like, no. So but I mean it's cool.
No,
because next year, watch, you're gonna see what's gonna happen. Like y'all gonna know, like Kennedy Smith, like
oh, yeah, so she gonna take it personal.
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, like whatever. That's what it's gonna have to be.
I'm gonna hold you to that then.
This is a
Big
great
Ten player,
because
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Next year goals, so this is perfect. So obviously we have you guys have a major piece that is out with the injury with Juju. How are you approaching this season mentally and emotionally?
I'm approaching it as just pouring into the pot. Like I've been training like 5 times. Like I've been training so hard just to be more consistent. Last year I feel like I wasn't coming off ball screens as much, but I know this year like we gonna need somebody, like everybody gonna have to pick up their role because obviously it's not no surprise or anything. Like Juju had a big role in our offense and stuff of that nature. So like me, like the people coming in are all gonna have to like pour into everybody need to score. Like it's gonna have to be distributed evenly. So just working on myself, being more consistent on the 3 ball, just stuff of that nature, being more aggressive, going to the basket. I feel like I settled a lot last year with the 3. So just doing more on my part that I want to improve on, and also just being consistent, like, and also knowing that like I'm not gonna be 8 for 8 every game. Like it's okay to go 0-4 and then just keep shooting that. Like it's gonna go in eventually.
Yeah, just keep shooting that.
Like you can't just like
Do what Deion Waiters said back in the day. If you start shooting 0-30, and then all of a sudden you 0-3, you lost confidence in yourself.
That's the mindset that I also need to work on. It's just like if it don't go in, so what? Like get the next, like get a stop on defense and get it back, like stuff of that nature. So yeah.
So what are some of the conversations, if you don't mind sharing, whatever you're comfortable with, that you've had with the coaches for this upcoming year for yourself?
Yeah, they basically said the same thing, just like having a bigger role than I had last year. Obviously still having that defensive aspect, but still now pouring in more into that offensive bag. So, the conversation has been, obviously getting in the gym. That's what I've been doing. And just, having the confidence. That's one thing that I felt like I lacked last year, was having confidence. So, Coach Will, Coach B, everybody, they have the confidence in me, and I have to have the confidence in myself.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Period. Love to hear that. So obviously we had this past year a bunch of leaders and veteran players leave. So how do you anticipate your role being a leader, and what kind of leader do you want to be this year for the team?
Yeah, so we have a couple returners, but obviously I think I'm the only starter like returning and like that's active to play. So I think I have a big role on my part with just like using my voice more, like being more leader, stepping up in drills, doing it. Like people are going to be asking me questions now. It's like, even though I'm a sophomore, like I have to own up to that role and,
you're now a big sis.
Get our team ready, like kind of set the dynamic of how we want our team to be this year. So just having a bigger role in that aspect, using my voice in practice. I know last year, like, some days I would be quiet. Some days I would be...
Because you could be.
Yeah, like, exactly. Now it's like I can't. Like, I have to always, be talking in practice. Like, it's like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, so I have to, stay consistent.
And you will be, for sure.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we always talk about the highs and stuff of the season and what, we're going to do when, things are going well. But how are you going to lock back in or just refocus yourself when maybe things do get tough this season, or, you have a bigger role, right? So you have more expectation for yourself. What are some things that you're already planning on doing, or that you want to be more mindful as you kind of prepare for, like, just knowing that it's going to be a challenge for sure?
I think more positive self-talk. That's something that I need to work on.
Change your life. Bro.
Yeah, it really will help. just being more positive and
You
not
just have to start the sentence with "I am" and "I will."
negative in situations. Like think about the good and not the bad.
Mhm.
Like
Or the what
I
ifs.
I am, I will, I can.
the what ifs, yeah, that's a big aspect too. So just
It's
trying
those
to
certain
remain
of those.
calm,
Mhm.
remain humble, remain positive throughout this whole experience. Because at the end of the day, it's just life. Like it's gonna be ups, it's gonna be downs, but
Amen.
what are you gonna make of the moment? Like that's
Facts.
really how you have to live by. So that's kind
Period.
of how I'm going into this season.
So, what do you want people to say about Kennedy Smith at the end of the season?
Okay, I could do this one. I want people to say that I have like a dog mentality, that I'm more than just a defensive player, that I contribute on both offenses. Like I want people to see me for more than just defense. I want people to see me as a whole player, like what I bring, not just on the offensive end, not just on the defensive end, also the type of person I am. Like I want people to also to start getting to know me. That's why I started doing a little bit more content creating. Shout out to Dom because she really been on that.
She be texting me, be like, "Hey, can you look at this real quick?" Like, ask me like, "You need to fix X." And I'm like, "No, it's good. Like you're actually good. Yeah." You're
So
really
just
good at it.
like people like actually getting to know Kennedy Smith and not just
Yeah.
knowing me as like a basketball player or defensive stopper. Like I want to be more than just that.
That's good though. So that's why I like watching stuff like this or vlogs or docu-series is because I get to learn more about the not just the player they are, but the people they are outside of their respective sport.
Period, because you are more than that. You're more than
You're
an
more
athlete.
than just a basketball player. You are a human being.
Hello.
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 Okay, last 3 questions. I have a
Okay.
segment called Locker Room Letters.
Oh gosh.
I get to leave.
I know you didn't just. Y'all saw that? She
I
just
get to
cheered.
leave.
You're doing real good though.
Really?
Yes, you're
Thank
doing really
you.
good. Okay. Anyways, a little shoulder down. Anyways. Okay, so I'm asking you 3 questions.
Wait, what is it called?
Locker room letters. So it's basically just like a
It's
question
this double shade.
of
It's double
self-reflection,
shade.
right? Of your overall journey, right?
Okay.
So for the first question is, if you could write a letter to your the younger version of yourself, the girl just picking up the basketball for the first time, what would you want her to know today?
That's a good question, Nami. Did you come up with that with yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. That's nice. I would probably say just love yourself. Like just love yourself. Do everything that you want to do. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Mhm.
That's something that I say a lot. Just stepping out of your comfort zone. Like it's okay to make a mistake. It's life. And just keep doing you, girl.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
Oh no, that's right.
What's something you never said out loud about your journey, but you wish more people understood?
Something I didn't say out loud about my journey.
All right, what the lady say? Kennedy was the first person I ever seen do this. I'm like, what even is that?
Say the question again.
What's something you never said out loud about your journey, but wish more people understood?
I wish people knew that I'm just human and that
Exactly.
I'm
That's what I
not
just said. You're more than just an athlete, a basketball player. You're a human being
always gonna be
with emotions and
perfect. And
feelings.
I know like I said, like I listen a lot to like outside. Like I'm always in comments, like not something that I probably need to work on myself, but just like people need to understand like people really like are affected by what people say on social media. Like I'm sorry that I didn't get that steal. I'm sorry that I didn't make that shot when you wanted me to make that shot. I'm sorry that I didn't get that rebound or
Right.
whatever. Like,
See, this is the thing too. It's like, especially when parlays are involved, you cannot listen to outside people. I promise you. You listen to outside people, especially with parlays, your brain will be fried. That's why you just have to go out there and hoop. Don't even trip. It's on them for putting money on you. Now, it's flattering, it's a flattering feeling to say, you know what? You believe in me. But at the same time, it ain't up to, it is, but if it ain't meant for me to get 8 rebounds, the over 8 boards, you get mad at me? It ain't happened. You gonna crash out. That's the only thing about parlays.
human. I'm
Sorry,
just
athletes don't care.
human. I'm just a girl.
She's just a girl.
Just a girl.
Just a girl. Okay, last question.
Okay,
Are
yeah.
you done? So when you think about every girl, just a girl. Okay,
Might be
last
a thumbnail.
question.
Wait,
Okay,
wait,
you
wait. Get to leave. Yes.
So when you think about everything
Thumbnail.
you sacrificed to get to where you are up
Mhm.
until this point, has it all been worth it?
Yes, I think it
Absolutely.
definitely has been worth it because I'm really happy at with like the position that I am right now. Like I feel like growing up, like a lot happened. I had a lot of experience growing up. Like my mom was a single mother, so like even she had to make sacrifices, and that's like none of this would be possible without her as well.
Mhm.
Like so, just like I'm happy with where I'm at.
W. Mama Smith.
Like this is a good journey to have. Like I feel like I have stories to tell. Like and
W.
I'm just
Mama
happy
Smith.
to be here and alive and breathing.
Amen. Well, Kennedy, thank you so much.
Hey, she did her first interview, guys. Nice. From first YouTube video to
for
first
joining
interview.
the Beyond the Jersey
Of
podcast. I really
course.
appreciate you. This is a great interview. You did amazing.
Really?
Guys, let's give it up for Kennedy. Air
Do the
claps.
sound effects like the
Oh, the fake
Woo!
claps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate you coming on. I think I always tell you this, but I think you definitely have a story, and like you have a lot to say. You just don't say much, but that's fine. I mean, you said a lot today, which is great. But I really feel like you're gonna have a great year. And I was telling the vlog that,
excuse me.
yo, what's wrong with you, bro?
I'm sorry, that was so mean. Okay, sorry, continue. Yes, I hear you.
I was telling the
This
vlog.
is the same person that said it's janky to start recording off your cell phone. Like, that's crazy.
My vlog. Shout out to my vlog. Before that, Dominique Alexis on YouTube.
What is your name? The
Dominique
Dominiquers?
Alexis. Oh, Domination.
Dominiquers? Domination.
I was on the
The
vlog. I was
Dominiquers
like
was
saying how
crazy.
like excited I am for you this year, like just what you're gonna accomplish. And I feel like last year you had a great year, but this year you're gonna step into a major role, like you've said. And I'm just excited to watch you and cheer you on
And vice
from
versa.
Syracuse. You know what I'm saying?
Vice
Right,
versa.
Syracuse,
Like,
yeah.
no, you're about to
Look,
do.
chat, we already said this. Dominique is the only reason why we even watching Syracuse. So I better see Dominique get in the game. Or else you're gonna see a lot of book flights to Syracuse,
Your
New
big
York.
one out in Syracuse, like even though, like even like in practice, like you was giving us buckets. What y'all?
You heard
don't-
that? You gotta
She
hear
was
that.
giving us buckets. Like she was making us better too. So
Facts.
don't get it twisted. Y'all gonna know Dominique name
W
in
promo.
about 6 months or whatever it may be. She about to do her big one in the ACC.
Yep.
Yeah. So all y'all better watch out. Like for real. Like she finna prove all y'all wrong for real.
But nah, bro, I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you. So yeah, that concludes the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Hey,
Nice.
what it is, YouTube? It's your girl Kennedy. Follow me on Instagram at Kennedy Nicole K3 and then EDYNICOLE. Also on YouTube and Twitter.
YouTube and Twitter.
So make sure
W promo.
y'all follow me and drop a comment on this video on what YouTube videos you want me to see because I have officially retired, but I might come out of retirement.
Yeah, Kennedy, I ain't started taking YouTube seriously. Like, it is what it is.
If y'all drop some video name like suggestions. So
Okay, well,
thank you for
She done hung up her jersey after 7 videos.
having me.
Yes, thank you for coming
Tough.
on.
Anyways, this was a W sit down conversation with Dominique and Kennedy. The lineup today: don't think and be still. Just think about it. Don't think. Just be still and let the Lord take the wheel. Anyways, that's the end of this one, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you guys really appreciate it, let me go ahead and be the 24th like to this video. God, it's a lot of the same person comments. Goodbye. Dami, I told you my pants was too tight. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, man.